Dun, dun, dun. What's on TV? I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Hail to the king, baby.
Hey, and it's time for a quickie review that is, with Duke Gonzo.
Hail to the king, baby.
Hey, this is Chris Gore. You're listening to Dr. Gonzo Radio on Dr. Gonzo Piqua something.com. I don't know. What am I supposed to say?
Yeah, we'll have Zach. I'll have Zach do the next bumper.
Do you watch Dr. Gonzo?
Yes, Dr. Gonzo. Hey, Dr. Gonzo's here.
Put a dime in him, you gotta let the whole song play out.
He's like human jukebox.
Oh, he's a talker, ain't he?
Our parents were the greatest generation. Our dads went overseas to fight a war. As soon as they came back, they grabbed our moms and hit the sack, and there they stayed from 1946 to 64, making babies.
Lots of babies.
The baby boomers,
76 million.
and we grew older, but we're not dead.
Time? No, yet my time. But one time, I was going fishing, and I was just thinking how the flowers and critters is curious things. They can look in your heart and tell when it sings. If it's whistling a tune or singing a song, they'll all say howdy when you come along.
Howdy,
Good morning. Good morning, girls.
Hello, Marina.
Oh, good morning, Miss Nellie.
How do you do? Mighty pretty great. How do you do? Say it pretty big. How do you do? With everyone you meet.
Pretty good, sure as you're born. What goes up is sure to come down. Penny lost is a penny found. And how do you howdy back? This for that and tit for tat. How do you do? Fine, how are you? How you come on? Pretty good, sure as you're born. Stop jumping, Bear Rabbit, you'll run out of breath. Why don't you sit down and calm yourself? Well, the grasshopper jump, so do the flea. I do what I like and I suits me. I don't know where you gonna fetch up at. I surely don't. How do you do?
Fine, how are you?
How you come on?
Pretty good, sure as you're born.
The weather's good, the fishing's fine. Now what do you do with all your time? Oh, a zigs and a zags, a twos and a froze. That's what you ask me, that's what you know. How do you do? Fine, how are you? How you come on?
Pretty good, sure as you're born.
Mine out, Brer Rabbit. Better mend your ways. You's heading for trouble one of these days.
Warning, that rabbit is wasting your breath. Don't worry about me. I can take care of myself.
And hey, this is Dr. Gonzo, and going to do a quick review. This is for Glenn. Little stick spin here to lighten the mood, because we're going to talk about some pretty controversial stuff, and it really shouldn't be controversial. I actually have a copy of Song of the South, and on DVD there are Blu-rays available. You can find them. Disney no longer produces them. Well, I don't think they've ever made them here in America. But so what is all the hubbub about? And I remember seeing this as a child, and then maybe in the 90s again, I think it was re-released. Not sure, but is it a bad movie? Is it a racial movie? And so I really dug, and I'm going to focus on the actual movie itself, not the controversy surrounding it, because there's all kind of controversy going on right now. Excuse me. I'm also going to add in a little bit on it isn't a recent Mary Poppins problem, but I guess to go off on a little bit of a tangent, because that's what I do, because I'm a baby boomer and I'm old. Mary Poppins recently came into the press again, the original one with Julie Andrews and Dick Van Dyke, about the way they use blackface, which is hilarious. They had soot, the chimney sweep. I get it with the Hottentot.
We being attacked by Hottentots!
Aye, aye, sir.
Cheeky devils! Get them on four! Empty those shot knockers!
Aye, aye, sir.
Move along, Mr. Binnacle, handsomely now! Teach the beggars a lesson!
Gun ready, sir.
Stand by! Fire!
But I remember seeing the movie, and it was like, I didn't know what a Hottentot was. It could have been a hot toddy for all I knew, So I'm a rock drummer. I've played with many black artists, and you can call me out for being racist or whatever, or pale and stale, whatever the term of the month is. But excuse me, I can tell you, I played with Chuck Berry. I played with the Coasters. I played with Jewel Akins. Now, I've heard the stories of segregation, and things really sucked back in the day. I get that. I understand that. But they're different now. We had a black president for 2 terms. So, and now there's reverse prejudice against white people. And the black on black stuff, with people calling Larry Elder, Clarence Thomas, everybody, Uncle Tom. They don't realize that if they read the books, if they read the Uncle Remus books, if they read the Uncle Tom book by Harriet Beecher Stowe, there's a whole lot of difference between Uncle Tom's and the actual literature that these terms came from. Here's a little bit, just a little take. I know we're going off on a little bit of a bunny trail. It's just to set up my review. So indulge me. And here's what Malcolm X, who was a Muslim, thought about Martin Luther King, who was a Christian.
Reverend Martin Luther King preaches a doctrine of nonviolent insistence upon the rights of the American Negro. What is your attitude toward this philosophy?
The white man pays Reverend Martin Luther King, subsidizes Reverend Martin Luther King, so that Reverend Martin Luther King can continue to teach the Negroes to be defenseless. That's what you mean by nonviolent. Be defenseless. Be defenseless in the face of one of the most cruel beasts that has ever taken the people into captivity. That's this American white man. And they have proved it throughout the country by the police dogs and the police clubs. 100 years ago, they used to put on a white sheet and use a bloodhound against Negroes. Today, they have taken off the white sheet and put on police uniforms. They've traded in the bloodhounds for police dogs, and they're still doing the same thing. And just as Uncle Tom, back during slavery, used to keep the Negroes from resisting the bloodhound or resisting the Ku Klux Klan by teaching them to love their enemy or pray for those who use them despitefully. Today, Martin Luther King is just a 20th century or modern Uncle Tom or a religious Uncle Tom who is doing the same thing today to keep Negroes defenseless in the face of attack that Uncle Tom did on the plantation to keep those Negroes defenseless in the face of the attacks of the Klan in that day.
Now, obviously, Malcolm X, no matter what you think about him, and hey, I'm friends with both sides of the aisle, and you have the right to think of what you want. But in the book, Uncle Tom, Uncle Tom's Cabin by Harriet Beecher Stowe, which was one of the most read books beside the Bible back in the day, for crying out loud. Again, this is a Muslim guy, Malcolm X, talking about a Christian guy, Martin Luther King. In Uncle Tom's cabin, Tom declares his soul has already been bought by God, and no amount of money or whipping can take him from that. Now, everybody calling each other Uncle Tom's, black on black. Okay, whatever. They still use the N word. I don't like that. I won't be around people that use that word. So let's get back to Song of the South. Is there anything in this movie that's racist? I really dug, because I was like, what do they get out of this that it's racist? Well, it's not. That's the problem. It's just a wonderful movie of white and black people getting along. This was during the Reconstruction period after the Civil War, and one of the comments I read was that black people couldn't have possibly been happy during that day. What do you mean? They just got freed from slavery. Does it mean that it was an absolutely perfect time? No way. It was a rough time. But was everybody miserable? I wasn't there back in the day. I think you really have to stretch it to say everybody was miserable during that time. So the Song of the South movie, that part of the controversy was the way black people talk. Well, in those days, it was a period piece, and I loved the movie The Help, and The Help is a period piece, and nobody takes shots at that. Hidden Figures, another great movie, which I really enjoy. Top notch acting in Hidden Figures and The Help. Great movies, but they were period pieces, so they talk like people talk in the time. Hey, you go around the United States these days, you go down to Louisiana, talk to a French Cajun. Holy smoke, to even understand them is one thing, but everybody has their accent still. You go to the Deep South these days, black and white people talk the same. So, okay, back to the movie. The movie is set up to where this couple, who obviously are on their way to, there's going to be spoilers here, but unless you order the movie online, you're not going to be able to see this movie because you're not going to see it on Disney Plus. So this couple has taken their son to this plantation where he's going to be taken care of, and they're going to spend the summer, and the dad leaves. Very sad. Something's going on. And Bobby Driscoll played the young kid, Johnny. Johnny was his name. Now, Johnny makes friends with this kid, Toby, a small black child. And they get along fine. Everything's great, But, of course, Johnny is sad to see his dad go away. Well, he decides that he's going to run away and go back to Atlanta, where his dad was there going back to work and stuff. And then we have this song here.
Gonna place like this, gonna keep on.
Howdy, Brother.
Who that call my name? Hello, Uncle Remus.
Appears to me that you was in a powerful bad mood to go to the party.
I ain't going to no party, because I ain't going to be here. I'm going to leave this old place.
You mean you was leaving your old briar patch?
That I is.
The place where you was born and raised?
That I is.
You mean leaving for good?
That I... Ow! Now, see that? That old briar patch ain't brought me nothing but trouble. Ow! And more trouble. This where the trouble is, and this the place I belongs away from.
Don't you know you can't run away from trouble?
Well, I'm glad there ain't gonna be no trouble.
There ain't no place that far.
Well, just the same, I done made up my mind, and I ain't never coming back. Well, so long, Uncle Remus.
Sure hope you know what you was doing.
Don't worry about me. I can take care of myself.
He left his old troubles behind, all right, but he was heading straight for a whole mess of brand new troubles.
Zippity-doo, da, zippity.
Us news he knows, da he dangle twixt the heavens and the earth. First he's scared he gonna fall. Then he's scared he ain't gonna fall. He yank and he pull and he heave and he haul, but on no use. He knows somebody caught him all right, and he sort of specs he knows who that somebody is. And sure enough, up on Chickapin Hill where he lived, who should hear the ruckus but old Brer Fox. And when that old scamp see he done caught Brer Rabbit, he holler out, I got him. I got that old rabbit. I sure has got him. I got the old rabbit to stop for sure. And with that, he grab up his axe and make ready for to settle Brer Rabbit's hash right now. Now, Brer Rabbit, being little and without much strength, he's supposed to use his head instead of his foot. And that's exactly what he's starting to do.
The point being, I wanted Uncle Remus to tell me stories. He seemed like just a kindly man. I didn't see the black. You know, a lot of people I know, even friends of mine who are black say, well, you can't be color blind in a monochrome world. It's like, been a musician all my life. I really don't see those type of things. If you do, that's on you. That's not on me. So anyway, and so Johnny meets this little girl, Ginny, Luana Patton. So it's a really sweet story. Ginny brings this puppy for Johnny to have, and Johnny, they dress him up Victorian type of stuff, Little Lord Fauntleroy type of clothes, and Ginny's brothers, who are white sharecroppers, real mean bully types, and they make fun of him for looking like a girl. Oh my gosh, could you see that these days? You know, it's encouraged to dress like a girl when you're a guy. So you got this nice little heterosexual relationship working on. These bullies make fun of him for being a girl, so he rips off his lace collar and throws it down.
I'm doing the best I can. Please, Ma, the party will be over. If you don't quit bobbing up and down, I'll never get this collar on. I'm just doing like you told me. But don't forget what she says when you does it. Pleased to meet you. That's the girl. Now, you looks pretty enough to go anywhere. Jenny! Come on, we're late. Jenny, don't forget your manners. Pleased to meet you. Pleased to meet you. Gee, I thought you were never coming. Pa didn't get home with the thread, and Ma had an awful time finishing my dress. Like it? It's real pretty. It's brand new. It was Ma's wedding dress. Are we gonna have cake? Of course, we're eating it right now. But there'll be plenty left. What do you do at a party besides have cake? Oh, lots of things. Play games and get presents. Do I get a present? Sure, everybody does. Of course, I get the most. I get the most. Go on home. Go on home. I'll tell Ma. I'll tell Ma. Don't pay any attention to him, Ginny. Don't pay any attention to him, Ginny. Quit it. Pretty strings. Stop it. Now look what you've done. You spoil everything. Ouch! Don't stop! Make it let go! Make it let go! Make it let go! No! Get him off! Get him off, Joe! Get him off! We'll get you out! Don't stop! Make it let go!
All right, get off of it. Come on, son, get off of him. Get off of him. Now you two get along. And don't let me catch you pestering around these children no more. And I means it.
And Jenny sees the lace collar, and she's poor. She's never had anything pretty. So she asked Johnny if she could have that, and he gives it to her, and she puts it on.
Can I hold him? You can have him. For keeps? If you'll be nice to him. They were gonna drown him. His name's Tinchy.
Tinchy. Gee, he's beautiful.
You can have it if you want it. Guess Tinchy wants a boat ride. What's your name? Johnny? What's yours? Jenny. That's a pretty name. Mr. Bluebird's on my shoulder. It is the truth. It's actual. Everything is satisfaction. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. Wonderful feeling, wonderful day.
You know, a wonderful friendship between black and whites. A lot of heterosexual, nice little kid relationships, which if you watch Disney these days, they really don't go there anymore, which I think is sad. So Uncle Remus goes on to tell stories about Brer Rabbit and Brer Fox and Brer Wolf. One thing I never knew, Brer is just slang for brother. So little thing there. And so one thing I found out was that Brer just is another name for brother. So that's kind of cool. And so Johnny's going to have a party. Jenny's invited. A lot of stuff goes on throughout the movie. The point being, there was nothing racist in the movie. And toward the end, again, spoiler alert, if you want to go out and buy this, Johnny finds out that Uncle Remus has actually left to go get he didn't know it, but Uncle Remus left to go get his dad in Atlanta. And Johnny was told to never go in this field that's going to show here in this clip, and because there's a big bull in it, so which would be very dangerous for anybody. Here's the clip.
Mama! He's gone! Uncle Remus is gone! Where'd he go, Mama?
I don't know, son.
Then why'd you leave? Why?
I'm afraid Mother's to blame.
Miss Sally, Uncle Remus got away. He's getting in the wagon. Uncle Remus, wait!
And number one point, never go into a Bulls field wearing red. Red, for whatever reason, irritates them. I really don't know the uh, origins behind that. But so Uncle Remus comes back with Johnny's dad, and the kid looks like he's not going to make it. And Uncle Remus starts telling him stories. It was really touching. All the sharecroppers gathered around out front and were singing hymns and praying for the boys that he would wake up and that he would be better. Uncle Remus tells him a story, and everything's happy ever after. It's a nice movie. It really is. It's not racial prejudice. It shows white and black people getting along. And on the outro here, let's leave it on a upside. How could you possibly not love something like this?
Yes, sir, honey. It happened on one of them zippity-doo-dah days. Now, that's the kind of day when you can't open your mouth without a song jump right out of it. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. My, oh my, what a wonderful day. Plenty of sunshine heading my way. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. Mr. Bluebird's on my shoulder. It's the truth. It's actual. Everything is satisfactual. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. Wonderful feeling, wonderful day. Yes, sir. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. My, oh my, what a wonderful day. Oh, plenty of sunshine in the way. Mr. Bluebird's on my shoulder. It's the truth, it's actual. Everything is satisfaction. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. Wonderful feeling this way. Zoom, 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 Mr. Bluebird's on my shoulder. It is the truth. It's actual. Huh? Why is that bluebird? Everything is satisfaction. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. Wonderful feeling, wonderful
Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. My, oh my, what a wonderful day. Plenty of sunshine in my way.
Howdy, killer. How do you do?
Oh, hello there, Brer
Hi,
Rabbit. Brer Rabbit.
Yes, sir. This here's one of them zippity-doo-dah days for sure. Zip, 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 zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay.
My, oh my, what a wonderful day. Plenty of sunshine in my way. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. Mr. Bluebird's on my shoulder.
It's the truth. It's actual. Everything is satisfaction.
Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. My, oh my, what a wonderful day. Plenty of sunshine in my way. Wonderful feeling, wonderful day.
Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. Hip, 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 hip.
Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. My, oh my, what a wonderful day. Plenty of sunshine in my way.
And it's a beautiful movie. Black and white kids getting along, becoming friends. Kindly Uncle Remus. I found an article, and let me read a paragraph out of it. Full of Disney charm, but sadly weighted down with problematic racial stereotypes and tropes. Not true. It serves more as a look at Disney history than a family film it was meant to be. Insidiously racist, pulling from minstrelsy and depicting recently freed black slaves as kindly old magical Negroes. And I guess that's a reference to that magical Negro movie or whatever that's coming out in a month. Hey, practice some magic with your fellow man. If that's what it takes for us to get along in this racially divided country of ours and becoming the world like that, show a little magic to somebody. Love somebody. That's all I got to say. Hey, again, you can buy, still find copies of Song of the South on the internet. I would encourage you to buy one. I got this for like $12 on eCrate. They're not really hard to find. They are available. And just on a side note, they tore down Splash Mountain, which I thought was ignorant. And if you want to go to Splash Mountain, you're going to have to go to Tokyo Disneyland. One Disneyland I have not been to. I've been to Magic Kingdom. I've been to Disneyland bunches of times. Walt Disney World, lots of times. No more. They're not getting a dime of my money. Disneyland Paris twice. Looks like I'll have to save up and head to Tokyo. Wow. Does that mean at Tokyo Disneyland they're racist? No, of course not. It's a silly argument. Don't get involved with fools that are going to talk like that. This is Dr. Gonzo saying Song of the South is a beautiful movie, and Disney is not going to follow in those tracks. But you make up your own minds what goes into your eyes. Talk to you later.
Hail to the king, baby.
We don't need no stinking badgers!
What the hell are you two doing? It's called rocking out. You wouldn't understand, Dad. You're not with it. I used to be with it, but then they changed what it was. Now what I'm with isn't it, and what's it seems weird and scary to me. It'll happen to you.